Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to talk about setting up a cleaning system. This is about the system itself rather than a notebook or a journal, but of course I use a notebook to keep track of where I am and to list all my schedule. But I don't need it to be pretty and I don't need it to last forever, I just need it to do the job. I did talk about this in my mid-year lineup, but I'll quickly explain how I have my system set up in here. Prior to setting this up, cleaning used to be quite stressful. I would always do the most obvious tasks like vacuuming, cleaning the bathroom, cleaning the toilet, washing your sheets, because those are the things that if you don't do them, they really get in your face. It was more about the things that I really don't like doing and that tend to remain unseen until you can't avoid seeing them. Things like cleaning the oven, wiping the fridge shelves, cleaning out the pantry, and I would tend to leave them for as long as I could until they were so dirty that it would take me ages to clean, and I wouldn't necessarily want to do it in a great hurry again. I found that stressed me out more than the actual cleaning, is worrying about what I had to clean and how far behind I was and how dirty everything was going to be. So to fix that, I drew myself up a cleaning schedule. I'm going to show you what I do first very quickly, and then I'm going to provide you with a step-by-step guide to setting up a cleaning schedule for yourself. So right at the back here, I have the cleaning schedule, and it's where I've listed each of the things that I need to do according to how frequently I need to do it. So I do mine weekly. I also have a fortnightly category, monthly, biannually, and annually. There are other categories. You can do it seasonally if you like. I don't really have anything that fits into that category, so I don't use it. I then take each of those tasks and I assign them to a month. So here's January. I've listed all of the monthly tasks here. They're first, and then I've taken I think this is a biannual task and then an annual task and put them at the bottom. And then I do that for every single month of the year. So the second step is to list each week. So I have 3 weeks in June here, and I've got the weekly tasks listed first, so that go to the clean barbecue. And then I take the tasks off the monthly schedule and I assign them at the bottom here. So each week gets a couple of extra tasks as well as the weekly tasks. That way I get all the weekly tasks done, all the monthlies, the biannuals and the annuals. I keep track of it all in some little trackers that I put in here. So I have my monthly tracker, I just tick off when it's done. My biannual tracker, there's a dot when it's due, and then I tick it when it's done. And the same for the annual tracker. And that's how I keep track of what's been done and what hasn't. So I'm going to put that to one side for now and step you through the process of how you can put together a cleaning schedule that will hopefully get everything in your house that you need to get clean without stressing you out. Your first task is to brainstorm a list of things that need cleaning in your house. So you don't worry about how often you need to do it, you just write it down. So here I've got make bed, wipe bench, clean fridge, clean toilet. I'm just going, this is what I need to do to keep my house clean. You then want to assign each one to one of your schedules. Next thing you do is you take your list, and I've changed out that peach colour to a blue because it was just getting a little bit too confusing, and you assign each task to its respective frequency, etc. And you will continue to do that for all of your frequencies until you end up with your full list. Once you've done that, you end up with your schedule by frequency. So you have your daily, weekly, monthly, biannual, annual, and everything's all listed according to how often you need to do it. So now that you have your schedule by frequency, your next step is to put together a monthly schedule. Ignore the dailies and the weeklies for now. Take each month of the year, and first thing you do is write down what your monthly tasks are for each month. So dust and wipe microwave. So you see I've done that for the whole rest of the year. And then you take your biannual and your annual tasks and you assign them to a month. Then you want to assign your biannuals. So I've got wipe switches, clean blinds, wash windows. So you want to think about when you're going to do that. So wiping your switches, I'm going to say I'm going to do that in February, which means the next time it's due will be in August. So here it is, wipe switches. Cleaning my blinds, let's say I'm going to do that in June. So the next time I'm going to do that is in November. Washing my windows is going to happen, so it's happening here in April, so I'm going to assign it to October. Then you do the same thing with your annual. So you got clean fridge, so you assign it to wherever it is you want to clean it, and I don't have it here, so it must be here. And then the last one is scrub tub, which I've put down here in December. So once you've finished that, you have a schedule by month for your monthlies, biannual, annuals. Once you have your schedule by month, you now need to add in your weeklies and put together your weekly schedule. So I've chosen the month of June because I just finished watching The Handmaid's Tale, so it seemed appropriate. So you're going to take each week and you're going to write your weekly tasks in every single week. So you see I've done the same thing for week 2, 3 and 4. Sometimes of course there's a week 5, but you just see how you go. You are then going to look at your June monthly schedule and you are going to assign these 3 extra tasks to a week here. So I might decide that the first week I hate dusting, so I want to get that over and done with the first week, and then it's done. I don't have to think about it. I'm going to want to wipe the microwave. That's week 2. Week 3, I'm going to clean the blinds. And then in week 4, I'm just going to do the weeklies. So now you have all of your tasks assigned to a particular week. That's as far as I go. I don't bother doing a daily schedule, but you can do that if that's how you prefer to operate. So you can take the next step down and assign yourself tasks for each day of the week for any given week. So we're in June, week 1. So you need to look at your daily schedule, which is make the bed and unload the dishwasher. So make bed, unload dishwasher is here. And if I'm going to write it in a list like this instead of a table, I would write it here. And then I'm going to assign myself one of the weekly tasks to each day. And there's 6 of them, so I can assign them to Monday through Saturday and then give myself Sunday off. So for example, on Monday, I'm going to clean the toilet. On Tuesday, I'm going to do my dailies, which is make bed, unload the dishwasher, and I'm going to clean the shower. Wednesday, exactly the same, changing the sheets. So you just have a different task at the end there, and then I haven't bothered to put Sunday in, but Sunday you just do the dailies. And then if you choose to use a table instead, I've just shaded out the days that I have to do that task on, and you might even want to start ticking them as you do them. You may get a bit delayed on Wednesday and you don't have time, so you do it this day instead when you're doing the laundry as well. So there you have it. You can have a schedule that allocates your tasks right down to the very day, every single day you do it. You can do that all in one big go, or you can do it as you go. So I call it a cleaning planner because I am doing weekly planning, but it is really just more about the schedule. It's about knowing what is coming up and what needs to be done at each frequency, and then booking it in, and then of course the most important bit, which is actually doing it. I have found that since I have put the system together, I am way more likely to actually do the tasks on it. I very rarely skip anything. About the only thing I skip these days is dusting and cleaning the oven, because those really are the pits. So if you are interested in this particular system, this is a Happy Planner system or a disc system. So this is a classic size, so it has the 9 discs, and I've cut it to half size. And I just print out some lined paper and just cut it roughly to size. I have a Happy Planner punch, and I just punch them and then pop the pages in here, and that's what holds it all together. And it works well for me so far. So hopefully seeing this cleaning system that I've set up will help you develop one for yourself and take a little bit of the stress out of the cleaning. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you next week.